Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from Mark Men's Breakfast Club. Pew, pew, pew.
And together, the three of us, Pew, we are Mark Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome once again.
Good
morning, boy.
Morning.
I say that
morning,
assuming that you've been here before. If you're new, welcome for the first time.
And if you aren't new, welcome once again.
Hey, I just realized when we sat down that we did not give an opinion of Daybreak last week.
It was tobacco.
It certainly was, and just as I expected, and probably not bad advice from you because my nose is running and got a cold. Mm-hmm. It was probably the right tobacco to smoke then, but
it is as much of a tobacco as I have ever tobaccoed.
Definitely with Latakia, and anyway,
it was good. I thought it was pretty good English.
I think I was gonna say if you like a light English,
yeah,
that's the.
Yeah, it's not strong on the. It's not strong on the Latakia like the one that we had a couple weeks ago. Except that one smells like an English. It smokes like it smells. The one that we had a couple weeks ago that we opened up the tin and were just shocked at how the Latakia.
The Banker mix.
Yes.
Banker mixture.
Yes, that one from, did not
Jeff
smoke.
Foxworthy? No, Jamie Foxx.
Yes, Ray Charles.
Yeah.
That one did not smoke like it smelled.
So
what do we have today?
So today we're going to smoke something that's, I want to say this one is relatively new on the market. It's not new. Drew Estate's Gatsby Luxury Flake. Gatsby Luxury Flake. This one says sophisticated, but what does that mean? This smoke is pleasantly sweet and mild with just the right mix of Cavendish and Sweet Virginia tobaccos. People will think you're some sort of aficionado. That is what sophistication means. All right.
Okay.
Doesn't tell us what's in it, except for Cavendish. I'm hoping because I want to crack into my Dodif pipe. Should just get some 1Q and get it over with.
That's
sweet. That is definitely sweet, but I'm not. I don't think it's a sweet casing. I think that's just a sweet flake tobacco. There you go. It's Flake. So get a little bit of that.
It looks like a brownie.
You know what? It's sweet in a earthy way. It's kind of like a grassy sweet. So not a
grassy sweet.
Yeah, not a strong casing sweet. Oh, you know what? This is that. Oh, weird. This is one continuous. Pull that out of there and show. And I got to do the
pinch, pull, and tweet.
Yes. I probably have too much here. Here, take some of this. You smoking in this one?
Yeah.
That's an antique, you know.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
This is a one. That's not the whole thing. Isn't one big?
It's several slices.
Big slices
of a flake,
like tobacco jerky. I got over here.
All right. So this is one of those cuts because it's compressed and then sliced that can be tough to get started. But once it's started, it burns forever.
Yeah.
Probably not the right tobacco for a brand new cob.
Yeah. You're never going to get to smoke that thing if you keep waiting for the right tobacco.
I know.
You're only going to get to smoke it off camera when you put some lane 1Q in there.
You're right. I should have just launched it. All right. So, what? You have something here, a package that was delivered to my house. Do you want to open that?
I would love to open that. I have been waiting for that. This is a...
Got you a YABO.
This is going to be a super, super quick YABO. If you can see, this is definitely Chinese. I'm waiting for this for 2.5, 3 weeks. One.
Boom.
2, 3, 4.
4. Okay, what'd you get me?
I got more.
Okay.
Cree Ultrafire flashlights.
Now, these are the same ones you bought on Amazon, right?
I bought this on Amazon. Yep.
Oh, you bought it, okay, through Amazon, but it was shipped from China.
Yeah. Free shipping, less than $4 a piece. So I spent about $15 to get 4 of these suckers. I love this flashlight. I know there were some reservations. It's got the adjustable focus. It is stupid bright. Just absolutely unnecessarily bright for such a small flashlight.
Now, what kind of battery or batteries does that take?
It takes a AA. In fact,
seriously?
Yeah, a single AA. I've got some.
Okay.
Man.
So many of these little Cree lights use a rechargeable battery, which is great as long as you've got it charged. And it can be a surprise to you if you don't. I have a AA. Handy.
Do you?
Yep. Hold on a second. No, I don't. I have a AAA.
No. I thought I had one. Maybe I don't.
Okay. Well, there you go then.
I mean, it's not like you would be able to see all that much anyway. It's incredibly bright. It's the same bright flashlight I've already shown off. So we'll put a link to the past video.
How would you compare that to, say, a pocket Mag Lite?
I would compare this. It is brighter than a pocket Mag Lite. Any pocket Mag Lite, like the little AA or AAA ones,
yeah,
significantly brighter than any of those I've seen. At its tightest focus, it's almost like a laser beam. It's a square. It's really, really bright. We were shining it on the neighbor's house.
Keep talking. I may have a AA battery.
All the way down the street. I was just shocked. I've been amazed with how bright it is. On the spread out focus, it lights up a whole room. I mean, it doesn't get a wide spread, but the spread that it has is still incredibly bright. And those little Mag Lights are like $15, $10, $15. I bought 4 of these for $15. I don't care if I lose it. In fact, the reason why I went back and bought a few more is because I'm pretty sure I lost the other one or have misplaced it, my first one. I think I had it in my wife's bag or something, and I just haven't found it. I was like, well, no biggie. I'll go buy a couple more. I wanted to have one in my car and one in my backpack and several places. So it doesn't have multiple levels of brightness. It doesn't have weird features like that. But I was carrying this with me every single day, and for 3 weeks I hadn't replaced the battery once. So here it is, wide, and mind you, this is in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the focused.
All right.
So,
oh yeah, you can see that
on
the video. Okay. Well, if only we had a
$3.95.
If only we had a mini Mag Lite to compare it to. Well, look what I happen to have.
Sweet.
I have a mini Mag Lite that was given to me at a recent trade show from AccuRide,
cool,
the drawer slide manufacturer. And it's got a couple AAA batteries in here. And this is yours, by the way.
Sweet. Thank you.
I thought you might think that.
Yeah, I do. Now I won't feel bad trash talking it.
Because you will have had one in your hand. Huh?
That's right.
I'm sure that that's brighter. Absolutely certain that it is.
Just the design of this, it's got a really big dome on the front. And so...
and, yeah, that's on.
So...
well, you know, yours is definitely cooler. Yours is bluer. I don't know that I would say yours is brighter. However, if you make it more bigger, yours is absolutely brighter.
Yeah. What about here?
Okay. Yeah, definitely brighter. Anyway, this is this Mag Lite. There is no button on this one. You tighten it down, and that turns it off, and then you can bring it into focus.
I mean, you know, Mag Lites are awesome. They're super reliable. I don't.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's significantly more reliable than this is going to be. I would trust
pocket clip on there.
That's cool.
I would want to have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would trust this in an emergency situation more than I would this. But for everyday needs, for something for your go bag, your car, your house, for and some of you commented the last time I showed these off that, well, there are much better ones that you can get, higher quality, they're brighter.
True. All true.
Yeah, absolutely true. This, though, for less than $4, absolutely meets 90% of my flashlight requirements. And for the other 10%, then I'll have that one expensive. Like some of the other ones that I was looking at are about this size. They're a little bit brighter. Some of them are significantly brighter, and they're $20. $20 is really reasonable for the high quality name brand flashlight that you can get online. That's reasonable compared to some of the other $50, $60, $100 brand flashlights that are the same size or the same size as the Mag Lite. There's no disputing that. However, for $4, I'm really, really impressed with the quality of these. So I've been excited, been waiting for these to come in. 4 of them. I'm going to keep them all over the place. Also, I work at a plumbing company, so the times that I'm planning to use these are times that if I lose it, if it falls in a sewer, I'm not going to be worried about fishing it out for $4. For if I had a $50 one,
a little monofilament thing to hook around your wrist.
Yeah.
When you're looking into a sewer.
Yeah. Like the other day, I was at looking down a manhole. If it falls down a 20-foot manhole, it's gone. Whether it's a $50 flashlight or a $4 flashlight, but I'm going to cry a lot less about this $4 flashlight.
That's true.
Than about the other. So
you're probably less likely to drop the other, though. All right, so we have a question that was posed last week, and that question was, do you like spicy foods? Yes or no? If so, what is the spiciest thing you've eaten? So I do want to make one thing clear. Notice that the question was, what's the spiciest thing you've tasted? It's what's the spiciest thing you've eaten. I think a lot of people have, taken a challenge and put a little bit of hot pepper on their finger, or had a little bit of something spicy. But did they actually swallow it, digest it? Right. So
I mean, if it's a sauce, if it's on your tongue, you can't remove it from your mouth. Not really. That's tasting, but. Are you going to set a volume? There has to be a certain volume, a certain mass for it to count as a food.
No. So I guess I will start off by saying yes, I absolutely like spicy food. I find that in part because I was raised by a woman who was taught to cook by a Mexican housekeeper. And my mom grew up on the border of Texas and Mexico, so everything we cooked at home, or everything that she cooked at home, was spicy. I have a much higher tolerance for spice than most people. And it's funny, you'll sit down at a Mexican restaurant and be sharing a bowl of salsa, and I'm sitting here about to say, man, this is so sweet, it's so tomatoey, and someone at the table will go, this is really high, this is really spicy. Do you have one that's not so spicy? But that said, even though I do like spicy food, there is a threshold for me where I have no interest in something just because it's hotter. Right. So if somebody says, "Oh, you got to try this. It's the hottest chicken wing that you've ever had. You're gonna have to sign a waiver." No interest in that. I don't need blisters. I don't need ulcers. I don't need to have it burned twice. That's not something I'm interested in. So for me, yes, I like spicy. I like spicier than most people. And then the spiciest thing I have eaten is absolutely some jerk chicken that my brother-in-law Chris made. Now, your Uncle Chris. Mm-hmm. Chris came back from Guantanamo Bay, where he was stationed in the Navy, and brought with him a couple mason jars full of this nasty-looking stuff. It looked like chewing tobacco, like somebody filled a mason jar full of chewing tobacco that had been chewed. I mean, it was thick. It was not a sauce. It was fibrous and full of leaves, and I don't know what the heck was in it. So Chris was introducing us. This was 25, 30 years ago, introducing us to something he had there that he fell in love with called jerk chicken. We all now have been exposed to jerk chicken. So he's grilling these chicken breasts out there, and he's got this jerk sauce on it. I don't know when he added it, if he added it before or during or after the cooking process. But he brings these chicken breasts in, and I'm not normally a fan of chicken breasts, but he cooked them skin on, grilled them. Actually, they were good. So everybody at the table, I don't know if we picked them up or took a fork out or something. We all start to take a bite of this, and immediately we're all turning red. The sweat is pouring from our bodies. It was like we spent a morning in my shop. Uncontrollable, so hot that it's one of those that you kind of lose your breath. You're talking like that, and you're reaching for something to drink. It was so unbelievably hot that I ended up scraping the jerk sauce off the top of the chicken so I could continue to eat. You know what? I did pick it up because I remember the next bite, it wasn't cut in with a fork. The next bite, I bite into the mother load of jerk sauce. He had cut the breast open
and filled it,
stuffed it full of this stuff, and then cooked it. Oh my gosh. But I gotta say, very delicious, very tasty. However, you couldn't eat much of it, and it's not something that if I were ever to use that sauce again, I would use it as a condiment, not as an ingredient, as he had done. But to me, far and away, it didn't take me long to remember that experience. That was the spiciest thing I had ever had. So, I've had a lot of spicy food.
Yeah, I prefer... I like spicy foods, but I prefer spicy foods that add flavor. So, I don't much care for hot sauces and foods that are hot to be hot. There are lots of things that are hot because they're flavorful and they're hot. All right, so a good example is Buffalo Wild Wings has mango habanero wings. Love those. They are hot, but the flavor is just so good. There are I prefer Texas Pete hot sauce, which is mild, but to Tabasco, because for me Tabasco is more just a heat additive and not as much a flavor additive. But Texas Pete adds flavor. I prefer that flavor. The hottest thing that I've ever consumed, there are a couple. The one that was the worst was eating a habanero. That was a dumb decision. I regretted that for about 30 minutes. Ended up I had taken one with me to school and was cutting off slivers and giving them to all of my classmates.
I remember you doing this.
Yeah. And around that time, I'd also gotten some bottles of Dave's Insanity hot sauce, and we would take toothpicks and go around and take, just a toothpick of the sauce and try not to cry. And so I was torturing everyone else, and I decided on the school bus on the way home that I would go ahead and take it. And so I did. I ate one and chew, not a big deal. Chew, not a big deal. Chomp, not a big deal. Swallowed it, and about 2 seconds later, the heat hit, and it hit my whole face. I ran home from the school bus, started eating pieces of bread, drinking milk, took whole handfuls of sugar, trying to cool it off. It was terrible. That was a dumb decision. As far as food, when I was at camp, I was a camp counselor. Had a guy that made nachos, and he had some Dave's Insanity, some of the sauce that really should be a condiment and not an additive, not an ingredient. And this was when I was stupid, and I would have him mix it into the salsa that he would put on there. And so,
were you showing off?
Probably, but I did it pretty much every time I ordered nachos that summer, and it was miserable. Eventually, I realized I don't care for this. This isn't fun. I should probably stop, and so I did. And then I remember there was a time I had a mole chicken, a mole on a chicken. I think it was at a Mexican restaurant or something, and that was just incredibly hot. It kicked my butt. I ended up having to scrape it off, kind of like you did. And that wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to go all out for the heat.
I've had some incredibly spicy Indian food, curried things.
Yeah.
Where, you have the option when you order a curry dish of ordering with different levels of heat, and I ordered it medium, and they brought out something that was incredibly mild, and so I said, "No, do you have something that's a little bit spicier?" "Oh yeah." And they came back with some sauce that was, kind of like that jerk sauce, although tasty. And so, I've had some of that. Some Chinese places they'll throw in those Serrano chilies.
Yeah,
can be awfully spicy too.
Yeah, most of the spiciest things I've had have been chilies. They haven't been.
Yeah.
I worked with a student from Thailand, and he brought in some Thai chilies, and they're small. They call them super chilies. Small, red. They're not particularly hot. So the habanero, some of the other peppers, they'll coat your whole mouth. The super chilies, their capsaicin is pinpoint accurate. So every place in my mouth, all the way down my throat, that the pepper touched, burned immediately, and it burned with like an acidic, clearly a chemical burn. But it didn't spread to my whole mouth. But they'll eat those like to nothing. I mean, talk about some people with a high heat tolerance.
Yeah,
they ate a habanero because they were talking smack, and there was a single tear down his eye. So,
wow. Well, all right. So there's the spicy question answered. I have another question for us to pose for next week. What is the craziest, most outrageous thing you would like to achieve? So this is a goal, really. A life goal, something you want to experience or something you want to achieve. What is the craziest thing that's on your bucket list that you would like to achieve? Think about it. Give your comments here or next week.
Okay.
We want to know your answer about spicy, though.
And before we go, what do you think of the tobacco?
I thought it was good. It's actually it got burning much quicker than I expected it to, and as always with a flake, it burned well once it got going. So it's good. What'd you think? You were talking during a lot of that.
I've smoked a lot of it though. I think it was just normal.
Okay, it was normally good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Would you smoke it again?
Yeah, but I'm easy. I would smoke it again. There's nothing bad about it. But there's nothing that makes me want to say, "Ooh, I want to put this on my list."
Right.
It's a tobacco. It's fine.
No casing on it, I don't think. Just tobacco. All right. Hey guys, a couple gals. Make it a great week.
Later, guys and gals.